if the first presentation could take place, I'd just like to introduce the panel and explain the role and why we're here today. So, okay, forget what my presentation is on. Okay, this initiative is a partnering with the European Venture Club, which is a European initiative. It's an industrial initiative whose role is to facilitate the funding, so investment within young startup in technology in Europe. What is a startup? This is a young company, less than 10 years, which is supposed to create a lot of jobs and employment. So this is why it requests normally also investment in the initial phases. And around myself, here and there are 4 CEOs which do represent technology in Europe, which have raised the phase where they are leaders, but they need investment to continue to grow and become worldwide leaders. This is the reason why we're here today, and the club has chosen these 4 companies because we think they represent some interesting opportunities for investment from Chinese investor or expansion in China of their current business in Europe. As you can see, this membership is quite wide. So I do represent such big corporates like Veolia or Total, Philips, ST Microelectronics, Cisco in Europe, BSF, Siemens, you name it, Telefonica, Swisscom, which are members of this group. But there are also what is called venture capitalists. So some of you know that. I will not mention them. I don't think it is of use. But we have also such bankers like Intesa Sanpaolo, or the institutional investors coming from the various states in Europe, which have helped. So all these people together had an investment committee, reviewed the selected companies, and we have chosen the 4 companies which are going to pitch in front of you for the purpose of this meeting today. Lastly, this pitch will be limited to 10 minutes. I will take the question afterwards at the very end. These people have been trained when they raise money to pitch no more than 10 minutes. They are pitching investors, people that you may meet after the meeting and discuss investment opportunities. They are just a representation of what we think is of interest. So Raphael, that will start in a minute, is in the gaming industry. And the 3 colleagues here are in the generic industry called clean tech that you heard about. So please, we will take the questions of the floor after the 4th presentation. And I'm very keen to make it interactive, however. So if you have any question related to investment, let's call these questions afterwards and eventually at the coffee after this session. So gents, this is a show. This is a run show. They have 10 minutes, right on time. You can applaud them if you like. Don't cry, by the way. Raphael, your turn?
Yeah,
thank you.
So good morning, everybody. I think I just need my slide. So my name is Raphael Arrigoni. I am actually the founder of an IT service company, local in Geneva. I'm also the co-founder of Pixelux, a company based in Geneva but with offices in California. And also I'm a seed investor of Everdreamsoft and a business consultant for them. Can we have the slides?
No, that's not this presentation, that's the next presentation. It's called Everdreamsoft. That one is gone. We take care of this.
It's time break.
Time break. Everdreamsoft.
Everdreamsoft. So Everdreamsoft is a company in the gaming industry, especially on the mobile devices. And also we will release a Facebook application. So I'm just filling the gap here. But
Okay, maybe Raphael, you can, while they are looking at the presentation, just present what's the gaming industry, what are the
Okay.
basics of that industry actually.
the what? Okay. Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Okay.
So
3 minutes.
I will start without the presentation. So Everdreamsoft, it's a Swiss-based company, and we actually developed a game on the mobile platform for the iPad and iPhone. And we had, since we started, 150,000 downloads of the game. And it's a trading card game. So it's a game where you actually, it's a strategic game where you exchange cards. It's a bit like Magic. Maybe you heard about it, but it's a physical game with physical cards. Here it's a digital online trading card game. We have already about 1 million cards sold on the market. And the game has been #1 in Japan in August last year. And since August last year to today, we actually maintain the same number of users. We increase a little bit, but most important, we actually increase the average revenue per users. And the game today is available in Japanese, in English, and in French. And we are looking forward to actually translate the game for the Korean market, which is very specific. I've been in Tokyo last week for the Tokyo Game Show, where I met a Chinese publisher, one from Hong Kong, one from Shanghai, and a Korean publisher, where we started to establish a relation to try to translate the game for those 2 new markets. Our competitors are Magic, but it's mainly a physical trading card game, so you exchange cards. It's a bit different than a digital platform. The other one, it's called Urban Rival, which is a very successful French company, and we study the difference between what we are doing and what they have done, and the main difference is that right at the beginning, they actually raise about 800,000 euro that they use a lot for marketing purposes. So we did also a comparison of the quality between Magic, Urban Rival, and our game. So when the slides are there, I will show you those differences. The business model of the game, it's very easy. It's a free game. You basically download the game for free. You have 4 cards, and you can start to play online with other people. And what's happening is, if you get addicted at the game, you actually start to purchase new cards. We issue new cards every 3 months. So there is a collection effect where people start to want some specific cards, but when they buy a set of cards, it's random, so they can never choose. So we actually, by that, increase the revenue per user very easily. We have a team today, a very solid team, also a set of artists where we share the revenue per cards. It's a well-established, and now we are in the process to raising funds to really push the machine and to gain new markets and new gamers in the existing market we are in. The machine is working. It's a money maker today, but we'd like to speed up the process of getting more revenue. So we have an aggressive plan, business-wise and also technology-wise. Today we have only the iPad and iPhone supported. We plan to have the Android by November, and also the Facebook version that's completed, but we're going to release in the same time than Android. And it's going to be a better application. Today, when somebody downloads the game, we have only 40% people that actually play the game. What we'd like to do is to increase this percentage, and so we have changed the application in order to achieve that. We have also a well predefined roadmap, business-wise and technology-wise. So Everdreamsoft, it's the name of the company. Munga, it's the first game. We also started to do prototypes with a very advanced technology called DMM from Pixelux, technology that has been used in Avatar and the latest X-Men movie, and also in Star Wars game from LucasArts, so which I'm the co-founder. That's why I've been invited in the board of this company to accelerate also that synergy between Everdreamsoft and Pixelux to make a very advanced game with this advanced technology. And I have also experience to raising funds, because for Pixelux I've been doing that for 5 years, so helping them in that process. Myself, I'm a seed investor in Everdreamsoft. What we are looking today, it's to find 750K for 20% of the company. So I'm available for discussion after, if anybody is interested. And we are very interested to find a partner, a Chinese partner, to help us to actually maybe do some show in that market and to better understand that market. We are well established in Japan. My CEO is not here today because he's for 2 months over there trying to establish the conversion of that digital game into also physical card games. I have income statement, but it would be better to see them on the presentation. So I can show you that later on if you want. And we always compare to our competitor the sales progress that they did. It's very aggressive, it went very fast, and we believe with a better quality game that we have, we can also achieve that even maybe better. And today, it's in the first year, they did a turnover of 1.3 million, 3.7 million of a team of 9 people, and they actually raised 1.3 million. So, and today they have about 10 million users on Facebook on that game. So we are behind, but with this investment money, we're gonna actually be able to ramp up that progress. So I guess there is no presentation, so no slides. But would have loved to show you some graphics that we have done, and also some graphics on the investment part. What's also unique about this game, it's the new version. We will allow people to contribute to the game. So today, the game it's done by the company with well-defined artists, and now we're gonna ask the community also to create their own cards, and there is going to be a rating system so people can be even more involved.
So what are the news, please, regarding this? It's very difficult to pitch and show figures and visuals without presentation, I regret. Is it going to be fixed or? Okay. So maybe you can run through this part of slide with the graphics and everything?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll get a natural extension here, but...
That's good, I have more time than the others. That's the bottom line.
No abuse is tolerated, Raphael. Move on.
So, yeah. So also, the conversion ratio between the people that today download the game, that download the game and really play with it, as I said, it's 40%. And with Munga 2, with better tutorial, better graphic interface, we're gonna have a conversion ratio about 80%. And there is companies out there that you can actually buy new gamers. So new people that actually will play your game. It's like on Google AdWords, but it's you pay on download and install of your application. So that's very interesting, because if we can actually gain those new gamers on our platform with a 80% conversion, it costs $1 to get one new gamer. And what we find out with the 80% conversion ratio, also this new gamer will bring at least 0.5 new gamer. So it's a conversion of 1.5. So any dollar that you spend with a conversion ratio of 80%, we get $1.20. And that's if the average spending per user is $1. Now that it's where we are today, and we think that we're going to be able to increase to 1.5, and that's going to make us
Raphael,
even.
can you move on to the financial, which is later on, and just complete your presentation, please? If you can scroll down to the financial figures, please. Thank you.
So today we have about 6,000 users per month that spend $1 each. That's the average revenue. So I don't know if those numbers are the same as here. So yeah, we did about 60K in 2011 after the Tokyo Game Show. That is an increase of revenue, but double that today. And in 2012, we succeed raising funds. We basically going to be able to force the marketing machine in place, and for sure also with the new market that we target to start to have a big growth in numbers. So those numbers are conservative numbers, and we have been established now that game for 1 year. So we are very confident by pushing just the marketing, we can actually start to handle this growth.
Okay. Thank you, Raphael. I
Thank
have
you.
a few questions that we keep for later, because gaming is a typical industry where being global is key. I think you very well introduced the point. I'd like to ask yourself, Georges, to move on. And now we enter a technology which is quite interesting, and starting with solar energy. So Georges will give us a pitch. Georges is an experienced professor coming from the CERN that you might have heard about, and studied and quite experienced in growing companies. So Georges, the floor is yours for 10 next minutes.
Okay.
Thanks.
I'll try to speed up. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Georges Macaras. I'm the co-founder of CleanFizz. CleanFizz is a company was established early this year, and our mission is to make the clean tech even cleaner than ever. Okay, and you will find out soon what I mean. So our story has started a couple of years ago. We went with the state of Geneva on a delegation to the United Arab Emirates and to visit the solar facilities over there. And we have noticed that all the facilities suffer a lot from dust and sand on the surfaces, which reduces the efficiency. And then, I mean, the only way to clean up the facilities is by using water. We checked around, we didn't find any other solution. I'll show you a few pictures. This one here is from Geneva with solar panels full of dust. Obviously, a solar panel like this with dust loses minimum 15, 20, even more percentage of its energy. This one here is from Saudi Arabia, and this one here is and a loss of over 30% of efficiency. Okay, that's what they usually clean with. These are mirrors used for concentrated solar plants. Trucks full of water, demineralized water. And usually this happens in desert regions, and the only way to get water in there is to go about a few kilometers into the earth, drill and get water, and demineralize it, put it in trucks, and spray the mirrors. And this happens on a daily basis. Okay, just a few pictures to show you how the technology is clean. Then the other thing that buildings made out of glass. This picture here is across from the Dubai Tower. We took it ourselves in January, and you can notice 6 people hanging in ropes and cleaning by hand the building. This takes forever to begin with. It's extremely expensive, because if somebody's looking for a job, it's a good opportunity. They pay over $6,000 a month for cleaning, per person. Okay, so the solution is CleanFizz. We developed this solution based on ultrasonic technology, which is made out of electrostatic waves and ultrasonic waves. We apply this technology to the surface of the panels. It creates some sort of waves. It's more like magic. You don't see anything. It doesn't reduce or barely reduces the light transmission into the panel. Our technology also had been applied to de-ice or to remove the snow off the solar panels. Okay, so a few numbers here. Relatively speaking, about 20 to 30% of solar efficiency goes down to sand. Usually, it's all done by manual cleaning, okay, and or semi-automated cleaning. But our message today with our technology is that we reduce tons of water, okay? If you see later on the number of square meters that will be used for solar facilities, there's hardly enough water on the face of the earth to clean the solar panels, which defeats the purpose of sustainability. Okay, and then on top of that, by manufacturing all these facilities to clean the water and all these things, we produce more carbon dioxide. This chart here gives you the numbers of carbon emissions, which shows you that most of the countries that have lots of sun do emit more carbon than the others. Okay, our technology is patented. As I mentioned, it applies to the surface of the panel, connected to a very smart electronics board, and this to help preserve the natural resources and lower carbon emissions. We target mainly the arid and desert regions. That's where most of the installations will happen relative to our regions, and that's on the other hand, that's where the dust and sand go most on the solar panels. And obviously, our technology will have a very fast return on investment. Okay, on a typical solar panel, the dust or the sand, as I said, it reduces it by 20 to 30%. And then on top of that, in regions like that, the actual solar panel loses part of its efficiency due to the heat and heat retention from the material being used. So we did also add other technologies to address that issue. Okay, so our initial technology will go on PV panels and thermal panels. Okay, the next technology we will use it on are the concentrators like mirrors and reflectors. On the glass buildings in a second phase, and the size of market for glass buildings is much higher than the solar world. Okay, de-icing and removing snow will be addressed at a later phase in our technology, because today we focus on 2 regions of the world, the Sun Belt and the Northern Hemisphere where there's ice, and then on the lower hemisphere where there's dust and sand and lots of hours of sun. Okay, these are a few numbers here of the solar market. In the next 5 years, the PV market will be about 15 gigawatt, which is 100 million square meters of The concentrated market, which based on mirrors and reflectors, in the 2015 to 2020 will be over 44 gigawatt, which is 440 million square meters of reflectors. So you can imagine how much water needs to be used. If you just consider half a liter to clean a square meter, you can do the math. These are some numbers to mention the size also of the market and where we target. We also have been traveling quite extensively to the Gulf region, and our next our plan is to install pilot projects in at least 2 or 3 different countries in the Gulf region, and hopefully we will find a partner to also do a pilot project in China, and also partner with a Chinese industry. As you know, more than 80% of the PV market today is manufactured in China. Huh?
2 minutes.
2 minutes? Okay. I'll be fast. Okay, this just to show you the 2 regions of the world that we're targeting. Okay, a few numbers here to show you that our technology, being also conservative on the cleaning side, will be amortized within 3 years. Okay, but if we go to a higher, for example, twice a week or even once every day cleaning, which happens in North Africa, for example, in the desert region, then the technology would be amortized within a year or so. Okay, our business model is based on a license model. We are now negotiating and discussing the next step with major companies in the world who manufacture PV, or mainly the companies we target now are the glass manufacturers, since they are the suppliers to all the PV manufacturers and the reflector manufacturers. If you can just hit the video, please. Just to show you quickly, it takes a few seconds. What happens when the yeah, click.
Double click, maybe. Click.
I guess you don't have the driver on your machine.
Gone.
So anyways, today we are looking for partners. We are looking for manufacturers to make a deal with. And then also we are looking for investors. This market is quite sizable, and we're hoping to find the right partners to be able to address this market.
George, just a quick question to finish. How much money, what's the level of the round of investment you're looking at?
The next level or the next round of investment is in the order of 7 million Swiss francs.
Okay, which is a rough 5.5 US.
Roughly.
Okay. Thank you, George, for this presentation. We move to the next presentation, which will be essentially given in Chinese. So this is Jeroko. Well, the start will be just introduced in English and then in Chinese. Just to comment a very little comment here. At this stage of the growth of this technology company, there is 3 key elements you need to judge. If you are the investor, you need to validate the technology. You also need to look at the funding. So these guys need to be good financer, good in technology, obviously, and they also have to be the good team. So the business skills are extremely important. You need to judge that these people are able to grow this company or not. These are the 3 elements. I think we had a very good pitch here. Thank you, George. Thank you. Michael, you start to introduce something that we all like, because you have something to show, physical.
Exactly, we've got that. So, thanks a lot. You can just stay near of me here.
10 minutes starts.
Perfect. So, hi everybody. My name is Michael Dupertuis. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Jeroko, a Swiss-based startup, and we are making energy-saving firm. thanks to our solution that is called EcoWiz, that you can find on ecowiz.net. So today the opportunity is to solve with one solution 2 problems. The first one is that people would like to save energy. It could be to save the planet, or better, to save some money. And the other, in another place, the utilities, the energy supplier, would like also to reduce the energy demand. They would like to reduce the peak demand, and they would like also to create some new opportunities for them, business opportunities, and to create some new added value services for their consumers. And today, there is a huge opportunity for a company like us to propose a turnkey service for them to engage their consumer in energy saving. And today is what we are presenting to you, thanks to my colleague, Wenxing, that is in fact speaking Chinese, so hopefully it will be better to give her the microphone and to explain what we are doing, what is the goal, what is the opportunity. Thanks a lot.
My name is Wenxing. Welcome, dear delegates and the participants from China. And as Michael has introduced, energy saving should take action. I would like to introduce this miracle product. The first step. Sorry, no microphone. Microphone, please. For instance, we have a coffee machine at our place. Because on the daily uses, we do not pay attention to these small appliances. Actually, all appliances should be cut off in terms of power. Otherwise, when the plug is in, we are consuming energy. So this is the coffee machine I was talking about. And if we do not unplug it, the next day, the statistics will come back to our center. Everybody will have his own account to know how much power he has consumed on a daily basis. And especially in a family household, we have so many appliances. It is very helpful for us to know each appliance, how much electricity would it cost and consume. And we have also designed a timer, for instance. The PC that we use or laptop we use, usually during the daytime, we do not use our laptop until we come back home around 4 or 6 p.m. But if we plug in, it is still consuming power. So we can actually set a timer to cut off the power automatically. Another function that we provide is that when you're working outside, you can use your laptop or phone to monitor all the appliances within your own household. For instance, if your kids are at home watching TV, we can use our phones or internet to cut off power. Every month or every year, we will have an annual report in which there are 3 main figures. The first is how many watts we have saved, or how many watts we have saved each appliance. And also, the most important thing is how much CO2 emissions we have saved. Okay. Smart energy. We estimated that by 2014, in the smart energy appliances market will amount to $20 billion, and in Europe, America, Sweden, and Norway, and Switzerland, and countries as such, a great amount of energy will be consumed. For instance, in Europe, there are 1,000 electricity companies. And if we calculate by all households in Europe, it will amount to $30 billion or around. Nowadays, we are in cooperation with Fraunhofer, a German institution, to form a partnership, technological partnership, to update our technology. In Swiss market, it is developing stably and quickly. Our company's position and target customers are local electricity companies in Switzerland and end customers. And every company's revenue is about 6 million Swiss francs. These are the major three customers we have: Lausanne, Geneva, and Vaud Canton Electricity Company. We also provide solutions for our customers, such as households. We provide the most efficient way to save energy and data feedback. Also, we control energy consumption remotely. We want electricity companies to understand how to promote and push our customers to cut off power and save energy, and save them from risks, and also provide them with many sales models. Different electricity companies should also show that they are responsibility in saving energy. Our team is formed of youngsters, especially our CEO, Michael. He's only 25 years old, and he's already a founder of our company. Last but not the least, in order to save energy, our China's 12-5 plan has also set clear targets to save energy and consumption. It stated that it demonstrated our resolution for China to save energy. Energy saving and emission reduction, renewable energy sources development have been given the highest attention to. The Chinese market is of great potential. However, in order to achieve success in the Chinese market, we have to have a large scale of companies. Switzerland, in terms of environmental protection and energy saving, many companies have rich experience. I believe this dialogue provides a great opportunity. The 2011 Geneva-China Bridges Dialogue provides us with a platform to exchange views between business leaders. It is also a great opportunity for us, our company. We hope that we will become a successful partner from the Chinese side. And we also look forward to the success in the Chinese market. Thank you very much.
Any questions? You can just pose questions to Mikael.
Thank you, Michael. We'll take the question afterwards.
So thanks a lot for your attention, and so we will speak together after the last presentation. I hope so.
Thank you very much. So you see the proposition is quite elaborated here. I'd like to call now Thomas. Thomas will come back a little bit to the solar energy field because we love it, as you know. He's flying in the morning from Vienna because we do believe in this company a lot. It's already, again, a young entrepreneur which has created tons of jobs. He's gonna comment on that one. Thomas, the floor is yours for 10 sharp minutes. Thanks.
Thanks, Jean-Marc. For the nice introduction, thanks to the organizers of this conference for giving me the opportunity to present our company. And thanks for all of you to stay here until the very end of this event and listen to my presentation. Unfortunately, I don't have a charming colleague with me, so I have to hold the product sample myself. This is what we do. We're a solar company, photovoltaics company, located in Vienna and Tallinn, Estonia. And why do we believe that China is so important for the future development of our company? One of the previous speakers mentioned it, 80% of the solar panels, photovoltaic panels, are produced in China. 4 out of the top 5 producers by volume are out of China. When we started our company in 2008, the industry was dominated by German players, but they are in deep trouble at the moment, to say the least, because of the competition and the momentum that's coming out of China in the PV market. Should there be a remote for? So just to give you an idea about the size of the market, I see the font looks slightly different, so I hope it's still in good shape. To give you an idea about the size of the market, in 2010, there were 16 gigawatt peak of installations, which is about double the size of the market in the previous year. It's expected to grow at least by another 100% until 2016. And revenues, of course, developing almost in line with that, even although prices are falling. What's our core market? Our core market is the building industry. I'll come to the specific characteristics and advantages of the product in a second. And in this tremendously growing market, the building integration is projected to grow even more and to gain in relative market share. So what is the product? We are an entirely new type of photovoltaic technology. We're not based on silicon. We're not one of the thin film companies. We're also not an organics company. We are developing our technology based on tiny single crystals made of copper, zinc, tin, sulfur, and selenium. So it's a 5-component semiconductor material, and the upcoming most promising semiconductor material, because it does not depend on indium or gallium or any other rare earth or rare metal. What's the advantage compared to silicon? The advantage is that we can continuously manufacture it in a roll-to-roll process, which makes it way more capital efficient in production, and consequently also makes the product cheaper, at least on a euro per watt basis. Here you see each of these tiny little crystals. They are fractions of a millimeter in size, and each of these crystals works as a tiny little solar cell. We produce them separately and then manufacture the module in a, as I said, continuous process where we directly get serially connected monolithic modules out of it, and where we don't have a substrate. So this is really a very thin film that can then be integrated into a building element. Think about it, think about a glass facade. So you pay for the glass anyway, so you have paid for it already, and we supply this film to our customers, and they integrate the PV module into this glass facade. And this is extremely interesting and advantageous, because if you think about the cost structure of a current PV module, more than half of that is the glass. So it's not the active layer that's the most expensive component. It's really the packaging, so to say. So if you can enter the building integration market and really combine the PV functionality with an existing building element, that's a major cost savings. Even though we're still in pilot or prototype manufacturing, still in product development phase, we've lined up a couple of potential customers who've expressed their interest. We've lined up 3 here. Just recently, we signed or are about to sign new cooperation deals, one with Energias de Portugal, the Portuguese utilities company, largest Portuguese utilities company, and secondly also with Saint-Gobain. the big buildings materials company, French-based building materials company. Who's the team behind the company? On the top right, you see a smiling picture of myself. Top left is my colleague Wolfgang. We kind of share the CEO role. We have some background in management consulting and did some entrepreneurial stuff during university. Our chief scientist, Professor Meissner, on the bottom left, is a key inventor of parts of the technology and is the creative mind behind the technology. On the bottom right, we're quite proud that Christoph Waldorf joined us 1.5 years ago. He has got 10 years of experience in development of photovoltaic technologies. He's been with Konaka, one of the leading companies in the organic solar cell market. On top of that, we have 16 experienced scientists and engineers on our payroll, and we are cooperating closely with Tallinn Technical University to leverage the resources we have available. So the company in total is now 20 people, half of them in Tallinn and the other half in Vienna. Where do we stand in terms of company development? As I said, we're still in product development. We just closed our A-round financing a few months ago in the order of 6 million euros. We raised a seed round of 4 million euros in 2009. This 6 million euros now allows us to build up a small-scale pilot production line in Vienna. And the reason I'm here and what we're looking for next is strong partners, ideally out of China, to help us take the next step, go to mass-scale manufacturing and enter the market with our product. We estimate at least 20 to 30 million euros in capital for a 50 to 60 megawatt pilot line. I'm sorry, not pilot line, production line. What do we expect from there? Well, of course, we have, as many startups, we have a nice hockey stick curve of our revenues and our future production volumes. Assuming that everything goes well with the production line and really can get going with mass-scale manufacturing in 2013, we believe that the sky's the limit, depending on how fast we can scale the production process, starting with a 40 megawatt, adding another line a year later, and doubling from there again a year after. We also believe that our product can command a slight premium in the market. If you look at the sales price here of 0.9 euros per watt peak in 2013, that's definitely higher than what Chinese modules sell for at this point in time. But there's also margin built into that, and this is based on an encapsulated module. If we just talk about the film, which can be integrated into glass, we're of course way below that level. Okay, that's it from my side. You find some context here. I think you've got the presentation in the conference materials, and I would be happy to take your questions afterwards.
Thomas, a quick question. Could you give us some efficiency rate with your technology, because efficiency in the solar domain is key?
Of course, of course. At this point, we have a certified 6% cell efficiency, which is quite low if you compare it to silicon cells, which sell between 15 and 18, up to 20% of efficiency. So it's a third, let's say, or half, less than half. To make that comparable, of course, you have to look at the cost of the electricity generated, and this is where we are competitive already on this level, because we have that cost advantage compared to current technologies. Having said that, the potential is there for this relatively young semiconductor material to catch up to silicon and even surpass it, as it's familiar material to copper indium diselenide. It's 20% more that can be achieved, but it's a question of time.
Okay, thank you, Thomas. A quick question to conclude your presentation. How many employees in your 2 years old company?
20.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So The floor is now open for questions from the room, if you have any. Please, let's go like this. I may ask maybe, yes, this gentleman in the very back. I'd like to ask maybe the floor question to start, Raphael. Give us your interest in this Chinese market, because gaming is all over the little planet. So what is specific for you in China related to the gaming as an industry, as more than, I mean, the potential of players?
So the potential for
Sure.
Everdreamsoft is basically to translate the game for this new market, and all of a sudden to reach new gamers. And for that we are looking for publishers, which we are in relation now, to establish a revenue sharing of the game. So it's basically also investors, Chinese investors, that can help us if they invest in the company to guide us better in that market.
So you mean the Chinese market is a good market for gaming? Chinese
Exactly.
people are just like anywhere on the little planet gaming.
Exactly.
Great, good. Please.
André Dutroux, good morning to you. My question goes to Michael Dupertuis. With your device, let's assume a laptop is connected the whole day, is utilized whatever 3 hours per day. How much energy would we save by using your device? Or what is the consumption of a laptop which is not used?
Okay, so thanks a lot for your question. So quickly about the product, you don't need your laptop to be on to receive the information. You've got a memory that is inside the plug, and it's measuring during 30 days the energy that you are consuming. So you don't need your laptop to be always on. That's the first point. So we are really focused on energy saving. So it means that the product has been designed to also be efficient. And so today, what we've got as a result is that people in Switzerland, that is really a country that is saving a lot of energy by its culture, we are saving around 100 to 200 Swiss francs per year in energy savings. So it means that a simple coffee machine, for instance, when it's even switch off, is consuming around 30 Swiss francs per year in energy. It's a lot, and it's increasing. A lot of devices now is coming to the houses and is consuming energy for nothing. And the idea now is to give this information for the people, to engage them. And so as the people don't know that, we are giving them the perfect tool to see, understand, and act on the energy consumption. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, partially.
Okay. So
Now, may I ask a second question about the subject? Now, your device gives the information, but it would not switch off the coffee machine.
yes, it switches off.
automatically.
It
It
switches
switches
off.
it off.
Automatically, we've got two modes, in fact. One is the schedule that you saw on the presentation. So the people can say, according to their lifestyle, when they would like the devices to be on. For instance, from my side, I would like the coffee machine to be on when I wake up. And I would like to be off when I am out. But when I'm coming back, it has to be on again, because I'm really, addicted with coffee. So we've got this mode and the standby killer mode.
Okay, so TV when kids are watching and coffee machines.
Thank you. Maybe you addressed this, but I'm not sure. Let's say, for example, you have 50 appliances in your home or throughout your home. You can identify all 50, and you can you can manage each one independently. That's the question. You understand?
I understand. So
Okay.
now we are not managing independently the devices, because we provide for user a possibility to put the multiple plugs on the device. So let's say that here you put directly the TV corner, with all devices on a multiple plug and multiple plug on it. But the fact is that today utilities would like more, and utilities would like to deploy this kind of solution in a large scale. So now I can't tell you what we will do as next product, but I can tell you that it is in this way.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Michael, are you willing to conquest the world with a Swiss plug, or?
For sure. No, no. The good thing with this kind of product is that we can easily change this plug. For instance, we've got now the plug that is available in Germany and in France, so it's really easy for us.
May I ask a quick question, both? One sentence to Georges and yourself, Thomas. You're still in both in some sort of similar industries. What are the skills you need when you build up such projects? I mean, where do you get the guys to start thinking, and how do you recruit them? I think this is important for investors to know. How is this team working and built? If you can, in 2 sentences, no more, please.
Well,
Each.
with us, we have already to begin with, as founders and companies for the last at least 22 years. We have developed really cutting-edge technologies. We have equipped, for example, the CERN accelerator with one of the world's unique technologies. Nobody else was able to develop it. So on the experience side, physicists, electronics engineers, and then after that, the financials.
Okay. Thomas?
So to your question, if I understood it correctly, where do we get the talent from?
Yep.
Well, we started out recruiting people out of the university because they were developing the technology at the university.
Okay.
So we took them out of the lab, and then, of course, as the company now matures, we're using, I would say, all of the traditional sourcing channels to attract talent, whether be it online portals, traditional newspapers, headhunters. So by now we've got a quite diverse team with people from the UK, from the US, of course, Estonia, Germany, Austria, so all over the place.
Okay. Thank you. And another question, last question from the floor, maybe? Yes, please.
I have a question for George Macaris. Just now you mentioned that the cleaning glass, particularly for those high building, the market is very big. I'd like to know what are your technological advantages. Thank you.
Well, our technology advantages will avoid the use of water and then the climbing of the buildings. And by doing that, obviously you produce carbon. You emit lots of carbon into the environment. So the operation would be totally automatic. You, from a button or pre-programmed operation, or even from your mobile phone, you can start the cleaning of the building, which takes, unfortunately, we could not show you the video, but it takes less than 30 seconds to clean the surface of a glass.
You probably can send the video for...
Yes, if you leave me your coordinates, contact information, I'll send you the video and more information about the technology.
Okay, I think we now have to close this meeting. I'm sorry, just a quick one. Yes, okay. Yes, this madam, because you had this.
I have two very general questions related to why you wanted to bring in Chinese investors and how prepared you are. Because you have different motivations of bringing Chinese investors, but I had 2 questions. First, are you worried about IP? Second is that, are you prepared to give majority or control to Chinese investors at a certain stage?
Yes, this is a key question, actually. A very generic sentence, no more, because we're closing, but this is something we can discuss, because this is key IP and overall takeover of the company, which is the normal process these guys are used to. Anyway, please, starting from here, maybe. One word.
Yeah, 2 questions, maybe 2 words. No, we're not afraid about the majority takeover by any investor over time. I think it always depends on the terms. Regarding IP, is there reason to be worried? Well, it's, yeah, no, we're not particularly worried, even though we heard about the rumors that Chinese are fast learners.
Michael?
So from our side, we would like to benefit from the possibility to have some Chinese people helping us to develop some new devices like that. And we know that our main value is on the web platform, and that we can give and provide this added value for our business. And it's the reason why we are looking that. We know that we've got strengths to share.
One sentence, please, George.
In terms of the IP, we are first well protected, and on the other hand, we have some specialties that are very difficult to reproduce or clone. In terms of investment, we're open for discussion, either majority or minority. To us, it's very important China, because we mentioned more than 80% of the solar market comes from China, so it's best to team up with the major players on the market.
Raphael?
So for IP, the idea for us, it's always to try to innovate more and to move forward quicker than the others, because I believe we can always copy something. So that's our goal, by market penetration and innovation of the technology. And for investment and have majority of Chinese, I think there is no problem, because when we start to raise money, it's in agreement with the existing shareholder and people in the company. So at one point, yeah, there is no issue about
So
that.
that's where business people take place, like myself. Thank you all for your attention. I hope we gave you a good description of this, and I'd like to thank again our host, ICTSD, and give a quick round of applause to these four gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you.
So masterly chairing and some really interesting, innovative ideas, and I hope opportunities for our Chinese and other investors here present. Now, as we proceed towards the end of this event, just to remind you that afterwards, after my colleague Shuaiwa has said some words, there will be further opportunities for networking outside. Please could you all complete an evaluation form, which we'll find on the desks in front of you, so that we can just continue to improve our services. I'm now going to ask my very good friend and colleague Shuaiwa Cheng, who is the head of our Asia Pacific and China program at ICTSD, to try to wrap this event together for us a little bit. Shuaiwa, please.
Thank you very much, Deborah. In the beginning, I asked you to shake hands with people next to you, if you still remember. I hope this event helps you make new friends. So, dear friends, with a panel of very innovative inventors and energetic entrepreneurs, we come to the end of this exciting event. Let me spend just 2 minutes to summarize what we can take away from this event. First, I think the event has helped us to have a better understanding of the global settings in terms of Chinese international investment. Despite the recent financial crisis, Chinese investment is continued to grow substantially. Risks and cross-cultural communications are two issues highlighted during the morning session yesterday. So there, among Chinese investors, there's general lack of knowledge about political risks, and it suggests that Chinese firms need to develop its capacity to have risk analysis, and also to develop a good language and communication strategies. Secondly, the dialogue has contributed to a knowledge about in which direction Chinese investors will go. The Chinese outbound investments grow substantially in the past 6 years, and as said by Vice Minister Chen Jian, that it's continued to grow. And areas investment will be expanded to R&D, manufacturing, and marketing networks. And investment modality will also be diversified according to the local conditions. And the third, in the meantime, the majority of Chinese overseas investors are first-generation investors, which means they have less than 30 years experience. So apart from the business management and technology technical issues, there's an urgent need to incorporate sustainability issues in their business strategies. So the third point I think we can take away is that some practical tips about investment in Europe. We heard discussions this morning about some key factors when doing business and how to do business in Europe. For instance, the favored tax conductions, effective business network, technology capacity, as people stay in the panel, as well as supporting measures of local authorities. So, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, look forward, we'll continue to build on this Bridges China project. We would like to invite all of you to share your comments and suggestions how we make this event even better, this project even better. As suggested by some delegates yesterday, I think for next year we can consider to spend more effort or be more focused on sustainability issues and sharing experience of global corporate citizenship. And during the discussion, we also find many issues discussed about China actually go beyond China. It's many developing countries share this, the same kind of concerns or same challenges. So based on the experience of Bridges China project, I would envisage Bridges BRICS. We can bring the stakeholders, business leaders, and policymakers from other emerging countries and growing companies into the dialogue. So friends, before closing conference, I would like to thank all the speakers and delegates for your excellent participation. Thank you for bringing insights into the issues. We would like to thank you also our sponsors, partners, and exhibitors. Your contribution has made the event possible, fruitful, and more colorful. Thank you for translators for excellent services, which is supported by CLS Communication. A big thank you go to friends from the press. You have helped us connect this room with wider communities. So far, we are already see 15 news reports about this event. I would like to thank my boss, Chief Executive Ricardo, and Managing Director Deborah for your trust, leadership, and help. So thank you, ICTS, the whole team. Some of them are in the room, Masi, Sam, Natalia, Shirley, and some are outside the room. So thank you all for the help. So in the end, I thank you all and hope to stay in touch. Bye-bye. Au revoir. 再见. Thank you.
Thank you.